Hi, nice to see you back. Probably during the talks you have been wondering, what did COVID do to Distributed Agile? Well, this is the video. This is where we will discussing. If you look at what COVID has done and the working from remote, is that in fact all Agile teams nowadays have become Distributed Agile teams. It's hardly, again, even post-COVID, that the default situation is that the team goes to the office, sits together in the Agile team and does their work. You could call it hybrid or you call it whatever it is, but the default is not co-location. In all organizations, the default is distribution or partly, which I think is in a way great because the collaboration with remote people, especially in far locations, is much easier. In fact, the big post-COVID challenge is not how to work remotely. No, the big post-COVID question is for most companies, how on earth do we get the people back co-located? Because still, software engineering is a creative, intelligent profession. It also involves interaction, social interaction, designing, architecting. And the question is, how do you do this well over a video call? So how do we get the people at certain locations when it's necessary? We flew around the world. We had the product owners visiting their teams. And you now see the discussion happening, but why should I fly to my team in India? We could do it via Zoom. We could do it via Teams. Yes, it's possible. But you also need to meet. You have to need social interactions. And in a way, COVID made it easier to have them online. But at the same time, now post-COVID, we have the challenge, how do we bring people together? Because there is certain parts in our work, also in Distributed Agile, where we actually need to meet, discuss, have fun, become friends, and really get a social connect. A third consequence of COVID, of course, has been that, let's say, all the boards, if we look to Scrum, the product backlogs, the sprint backlog, who often were on boards with sticky notes, now all moved to digital environments. There's hardly any team that, let's say, their default board is a physical one. Almost every team, their default board is a digital one, because then it makes it much easier for the people that work from home, for the people in the remote locations to see what's happening. So, in the beginning, before COVID, we had a challenge to get stuff digital, and we really had to force teams to get it in, because but I think, a board is handier than a tool. It's gone. COVID really elevated us to the level where we can do Distributed Agile with the distributed boards in digital environments. Another thing which is interesting is that if you're scaling, when you get a lot of teams, they need to plan and they need to communicate and they need to collaborate and they need to really coordinate the stuff that's coming. In Scale the Agile environments, what they often do is a big room planning or a PI planning, whatever you do it, where all teams join together and then plan the next quarter most of the time. We call this the PI planning. What we've learned during COVID is how to do these PI planning with hundreds of people, which we did face-to-face before. Now we do them remote. So we actually have the skill and the knowledge and the experience and the tooling to do large-scale remote digital PI plannings. Now post-COVID, we see people moving back, and they still do the PI planning again co-located with the purpose of interaction, communication, building fun and relationship. But you still see the possibility, even for a co-located PI planning, the possibility is to participate remotely. And I don't think we will move back to only co-located in those areas. We will remain with a kind of hybrid component where, although it's a physical meeting, although we would like you to travel and come together, anyway, if you want to join digitally remote, it's feasible and it's very likely to remain. And I think that's okay. You've had, in the module, you had the Agile Manifesto. The first value of the manifesto is still individuals and interactions over processes and tools. So even post-COVID, where we've moved stuff into tooling and in digital environments, we shouldn't forget it's all about individuals and interactions. Whether it's co-located or whether it's in a tool, it doesn't really matter. It's only what matters is the individuals and their interactions. So, curious what it means for the software engineer, remote working, GDSE, and also the COVID consequences. You'll see that in Unit 3. See you later.